My name is Divine Onoha, and it's always a pleasure to be in your faces. And as always, I have all the hottest gist from the streets of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and a whole lot is happening. There's hardly a day that you wake up in this Nigeria and something does not hit you. You know, always. So sometimes pleasant surprises, sometimes unpleasant surprises, things that you honestly did not bargain for. And we've had a lot of that this week, although we've had some, of course, good moments like the wedding of the likes of Peter Okopi and Prudence Gabriel, and a whole lot of basketballs going on, talking about Gislova releasing a list of celebrities that are gays, but we're not going to talk about that today. Today we have some other issues of that will interest you. But I'm not going to be doing it alone. I am seated right here with my very interesting guest. This will be his first time on the show. None other than the amazing Mecha Samuel, who is a techie and a UX designer. Good evening, Mecha.
Hi.
How are you? Are you blushing?
I'm good. What was that?
Other guys don't blush.
Are you serious? Who
yeah?
said that? Who said that?
Yeah, you guys blush.
Yes, now.
Oh, that's nice. But now that you're dark in complexion, if you blush, what color have I got?
I think this is racism.
Racism
happen in Nigeria. Too. Yeah, but you are like a bit fair, so.
Okay, you're darker in complexion. How about that?
I don't think it's racism. It should be like colorism.
Colorism. Please, let's not disgrace ourselves here.
God, please.
Well, good to see you.
Thank you for
So what are
having
your
me.
expectations?
What
are you expecting to hear as the first story?
See, a lot of things are happening in Nigeria. And I don't think there's something that will surprise me again in Nigeria.
Right? Nothing will surprise you.
Should I say? Nigeria, they shock people like every day. So I wouldn't even say that. But
all right, let's take a look at our first story and see if it surprises Mecha right here. The first story, we're taking it to Afia State. Where are you from?
I'm from Afia State.
You're from Afia State? Oh, wow.
I'm from Afia State.
Okay, don't worry, we're together because I'm from Afia State too. So
Good.
Whatever we see, we'll chest it, but we'll try to be objective. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is from Afia State and it's from the 001 of Afia State, our own governor, Alex Otti. Now, it has been trending all over social media that Afia State Governor Alex Otti reportedly budgets 5.8 billion naira to purchase cars for himself, commissioners, and other officials. Now, bringing it back to you, Mecha, this is a headline that Nigerians don't like. Anytime we see any headline about the government spending and any amount of money on anything, it is a trigger. It triggers everybody because we're in a state of, economic collapse. In fact, we're in such a dire state of need. So whenever you see headlines of the government spending, especially when they are not spending on things that will benefit the people, it makes a lot of people talk. But at the same time, trying to look at it, okay, from all angles.
Yeah.
Do these people actually need this? These are other things that people start to consider. But I'd like to know your first reaction to this story.
I mean, the government has to run on money, right? But how many billion again?
5.8 billion naira.
5.8 billion.
For cars, his car, commissioner's car, and other officials.
Can't we endorse Nigeria-made products at this point? Because 5.8 billion is a lot.
It's a lot for cars.
It's a lot. And I know that Abia State governor has been working on. Everybody agrees that he has been the best governor. But at this point, if we are trying to consider what is happening in Nigeria and how the state is surviving, I think 5.8 billion is a lot. But then the government has to work. So maybe they should reduce the hand and make cars. Amazing cars.
Okay, so with what is trending online, we've not really captured the whole picture. Okay, we don't know how many cars, we don't know what kind of cars particularly. What we just saw is that he has cars for himself and for the commissioners and for some officials. But now let's take a look at other angles that people are coming from. Now, while there are people shouting 5.8 million naira is too much, billion rather, is too much, there are other people saying that he's our governor and he has been working.
Yeah.
So long as he's working, we're not asking for anything else. He can spend as much money as he needs to sustain him. So there are people saying that as far as he's working, spend, we don't care. We are very fine. So while other people are saying this is double standards, if you're dragging the president, you're dragging Tinubu, you're dragging the governor of Lagos, you're dragging this governor, dragging that governor, you will not say because this one is working, then you should spend anyhow. So what do you think? Do you think it's double standard when people have that mindset?
I clearly don't think it's double standard.
You don't?
I mean, chill.
Okay. No, I'm okay, go on.
I mean, he's working, right? And not because I'm from Afia State. He's working. So if there's a budget and this is clear that, okay, this amount of money is what he's going to use for these cars, and then he's not just purchasing like maybe 4 or 5 cars, he's purchasing it for the whole commissioners and everybody, then it's fine. We know that, okay, these cars are worth the amount. But then, on the contrary.
No, say, feel free, I'm listening.
On the contrary, it's not double standard. If they are dragging anybody, they should drag people who are not doing what they are supposed to do. Okay. I mean, the other day I saw a list of travel expenses. I don't know if you came across that list.
Okay.
The 5 Eastern governors.
Okay.
And Abia State happened to be the list. He had not spent up to 1 billion naira traveling. So if he's going to spend 5 billion on cars, it should be worth it. But then another question is, if he spends 5 billion on cars, next government is going to renew those cars, right? But no, reason with me. The next government is going to renew those cars. Obviously,
because it's likely not going to be the same people and yeah.
So why wouldn't we maintain the same cars?
Well, like I said, maybe it's different people, different officials, and well, I don't know if the rule is that they get to drop the car when they are done serving.
What happened to the last cars that the commissioners are using?
Now that's a question that we have to ask those commissioners.
I mean, we should ask them, because if it's a government car, the right thing is when you are leaving office, you leave the cars. They used to dash cars with. So I hope you all are taking notes. All the commissioners and all the officials, better. Let me not say what's on my mind now. We'll say it off camera. Okay.
But now, let me also ask. You brought up a very, very valid point. Personally, I think that when you should drag, first of all, the amount is quite huge. It's huge, 5.8 billion. But like I said, we don't have the full picture of what, how many cars, and what those cars are even for, and all of that. So, but I think when it is very reasonable for people to start dragging is when they are not meeting up with other things they're supposed to do. You mentioned budget, which is very, very important. I want to believe that for every government, they should have budgets allocated to different things. Yeah. So when I will personally be mad is if I'm seeing education and I'm seeing something like very unbelievable.
Maybe 20
1 million, 2 million.
I think, no, you are going so low.
2.5 million, I'll be mad. 20 million, I'll be mad. When I see things, infrastructure, I see things that are very, very relevant to us, which is the main reason you are even brought to lead us. And I'm not seeing you doing things there.
Exactly.
Then, of course, I will drag you. But other than that, I also think people should not be so emotional. I mean, if you're saying he's working, that was why he came now.
Is it?
He's supposed to work now.
I don't think you can take out being emotional from people. So,
okay.
We are human beings, and what controls us is emotions, right? So, when you say people should not be emotional,
I mean, your emotions should not control you. Do you understand?
Yes, there's
you should
that
be
part.
Objective enough to think. I like the way we are looking at every angle. It makes it balanced. Yeah. But if I just said, oh well, he's my governor and he's working, so he should go ahead and spend as much as he wants to spend, that will not be a very reasonable way of thinking. Yes, because we need to hold them accountable. We need to question some of their moves. Yes, but one final angle to this. So if he did what he did and he did not make it to the news, does it make it better?
I don't think he should not make it to the news. That's the thing. It would definitely make it to the news. Because there are people who were
saying that these are not the kind of news you should publish. These are not the kind of things you should, especially knowing the state of the economy, knowing the way people feel if you publish this kind of news. But does it make it better?
If it doesn't make it to the news, obviously we'll not be having this discussion. But I think it's part of being accountable that he
That he is
published
able
it.
to,
Yeah,
okay.
he said, okay, this is the amounts that we are going to spend on cars. And I don't like know, since it's already in the news. I don't know how we will react if we didn't hear about it. We just
right?
see cars.
Might look like some shady deal too.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, we'll take a look at some of the comments and we'll move to our next story. The first comment here says, I just went through the comments, more double standards everywhere. One even said he's working, so he needs to spend on himself with government money. The next one here says, let him increase it to 35 billion. We love him like that. See that thing we were just saying now? The next one here says, after they will tell Nigerians to tighten their belts. And this is the next comment here. LOL. Oh yeah, make una create excuses, give him. If na Lagos, na another talk, una go talk. Then this one here says, he's been working, so he deserves it. Chomzi Best says, okay, we don't hear. Tinubu buy a yacht for himself and private jet. So yeah, I think we've been able to talk about all angles. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. Is it final thoughts? Well, it's the government, and government runs on money. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Let's allow him.
Not let's allow him. Let's allow him what?
What's the final? You know what? Wrap it up.
I wrap it up.
Let's keep watching. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. We are hoping that he is doing the right thing.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not drag anybody.
For now.
Just for now.
Okay, so we've heard from Mecha. Let's not drag anybody for now. But we're going to get right into the next story. And this is a rather interesting one. When you talk about gender wars, talk about what happens in marriage, when you talk about women seeking empowerment, there's just a lot around it. There's just a lot shrouded, that this whole thing is shrouded in. And this particular post is from a lady named I am Hua. Hua, I don't know how it's pronounced on Twitter.
Or Hawa.
I said Hua, Huwa.
It's Hawa.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Now, this one here says, she said, this year has been the hardest, I'm not going to lie. But in all things, I try to celebrate the little wins. I completed my master's in minerals and material science and have begun my PhD in civil engineering in Paris. In 2 years, I'll be 27 years old. And the comment she had here says, as much as this is an achievement, career doesn't favor women in the long run. At 27, a woman should be under a good masculine man with children and a good home, not bragging online. Before we check the comments, over to you, please. Offload.
LOL.
Offload, please. Thank God you are a man. It makes it easier. Let me know if all of you, if he's representing, the brotherhood. So yeah, let me hear you. What's your reaction?
Do you know that emoji that is laughing and then it's slanted one side?
And crying at the same time?
This will be my reaction. Because this guy, is he married? I don't know.
We don't know.
Does he have sisters?
But his name is worthy of note. His name is Masculine Empire.
Yeah, he should carry that his empire to some planet that is not Earth. Because
you're not supporting him. Okay.
Why will I support him?
Oh.
Is the lady not doing? The lady is doing well for herself. Yeah, for herself. And then that's her space. That's her, her social media space. And she has the right to post anything. I mean, achieving small win, that's not small win, I beg.
That's a mighty win.
I'm telling you, because somebody has completed her master's and she's doing PhD. That's a lot. So, if she decides to celebrate it, please don't carry your opinion and want to dump it on her. It's not right. He has sisters. If the mother did not give birth to him, he would not be saying this. I'm not cursing anybody, but he should have sense and not talk things that don't make sense, because whatever he said does not make sense. This girl is trying said 27, you should be under what?
At 27, you should be under a good masculine man with children and a good home.
Is that what you're doing?
Because I can imagine him saying it. And this is the way I think he's sounding, sounding very, very confident that this is the right thing to do.
At this point, I don't think that with the way the economy of the whole country,
Nigeria.
whether Nigeria, I don't think she's doing her master's in Nigeria.
No, she said Paris.
So, with the way things are going, and you have an educated woman in your corner, I think is a plus for you as a guy. So, telling her that she has to be under a masculine man, okay, what exactly is that?
Please, what is masculine man?
No, I want to
man
understand
first?
because the man is already masculine. So,
the brotherhood.
which brotherhood? I don't.
I thought you would be able to explain to us.
It's the same thing. A man is masculine. Is it feminine?
Why are you asking me? I'm not a
maybe
man.
you have.
I'm not a man.
Maybe you have interaction with them. So.
Whoa. But then let's focus a little on his opinion, what he has to say. And he said, career doesn't favor women in the long run. I know that I wish this was a conversation that I get to have with a man and a woman so that she will speak for herself. But what do you really think? Is it true that career doesn't favor women?
No, it's not true.
Okay. Why?
Why? Because, I mean, there are a lot of women doing great things. If you check the likes of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she's like at the forefront. I doubt that so many people know her husband, though some people or a lot of people know her husband. But saying that it doesn't favor women in the long run, what is the long run? Exactly, you are getting married. In this day and age, a husband is supposed to be happy that the wife is educated.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if a man is not happy. Like I saw a tweet the other day that said that the guy called off the marriage because the girl was earning
a lot higher than him.
Is it 5 times higher than him?
Yeah, and he asked her to quit the job.
Can you imagine?
Refused.
Like there are some people who are still like that. So what this guy is saying is that because you know that you're going to get married, you should not pursue career. Then you should be able to stay in a house and just give birth to children. Because there are women who are doing great in their job and also
taking care of
their family. Taking care of your family does not mean that you have to cook, do every other thing. There are people who could help you do that. Yeah, for me, I believe that if you are busy, you should not be. You should not involve in like stressful things. The made washing machine so that we can wash clothes, wash clothes. Dishwashers help you wash dishes. If you have to employ helps around the house, that maybe when you're at work, they are helping around the house, and then when you come back, everybody goes back to their house. And hey, it works. But then having to now bring up this opinion that she should be under a man at 27. How many 27-year-old ladies are married?
Okay, that's a very big question. But now let me now point out something. The truth is that if you go through social media space very often, you see statements like when a woman earns more than a man, she's not going to be submissive. So they are not really focused on whether she can handle the home and the job. They are not concerned about whether she has capacity to, combine all these things effectively. The major concern is usually that if she's richer, if she's more successful, she's not going to be able to submit. And if she's not submitting well, it will make the marriage not to last. So do you believe that line of thought?
Somehow, this thing has to do with insecurity, Sha.
Insecurity on the man.
Yes, on the man, because we know that people are rude, whether male or female, people are rude. So if your wife is earning well and she doesn't mind if you are earning well, at least you should be respectful to your husband. But because of the whole income thing, I think some men are just insecure that one day this woman is going to up and just do nonsense. So they will rather have somebody who they can
suppress.
Yes, or have control over, because of men just like giving each other. I mean, that's their nature.
So I take it that yes, there are men who are just they just like to be controlling, and then there are some others who are functioning on a preconceived notion.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they've experienced it firsthand, but because that's what people say about women, so they just believe it, that women are like this.
And stories, because you never hear, I doubt that you've ever heard a story of a woman being so successful and submitting to the husband and taking care of the children. If you've heard like 20 stories,
heard a lot of that.
if you have like 20 stories about marriages, those ones will be like maybe 2 out of the whole 20. They are not usually so popular like that. But when it comes to the bad one, leave it for people. They will carry it very well.
It's
so
true,
I think maybe because of the environment and society we are living in. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the only solution to that is information. You see, me, I tried not to have a lot of takes here because I don't want to get angry. I don't want to get angry. If I start to dish out the things that, that are heavy in my heart. So I'm glad that, I'm glad that you said things in line with my, because if you hadn't, two of us,
we start fighting.
War here and now.
Well.
But, it's a good thing that there are men like you who still think this way, who still have this mindset. I did not say you should be proud. so it's a good thing that there are men like you who still have the right mindset. And I just pray that, I hope that everybody learns. I hope that men like you step out.
Yeah,
and go and, more vocal. If you see this kind of things, you go and correct it. Correct it.
Send me that
but
guy's
let's take a look at some of the comments.
Send me that guy's handle.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Now, this first one says, this is from Little Prissy. She said, I support women doing things for themselves, not waiting for a guy to come and empower them, and they'll say they've made it on their own. And it's very funny because when you see women too who are not doing well for themselves, the same men will say, what do you bring to the table? The next comment here is by Sadiq. He says, she's genuinely happy for the success achieved so far. Is marriage an achievement?
That's a big question.
And this is from Daniel. Said, marriage is not an achievement. Many are married but not happy. And many are happy but not married. She's doing well for herself, and that's the most important thing. And this one says, Omo, if that's what makes her happy, please let her be. It's just one life, I beg. And this is from Vicari. It says, at the end of the day, 45-year-old single her will guilt-trip men for not wanting to date her, calling them insecure. You desire your career above family. Men desire femininity above a career woman. Wow. Men should be free to express their desires without being called insecure. So this guy is, alleging that femininity means not having career or not focusing on your career. That's what he said. He said men desire femininity above career. Okay. This one here says, she has achieved an impressive feat, but a lady has to be aware of her biological clock. Wow. Once she hits 30, her dating pool would have shrunk considerably. But again, everyone defines success for themselves. And this other comment here says, she's not bragging online. I wonder how y'all see people celebrating their win as them bragging. There's no age limit for marriage. Do everything at your pace. In Africa, we see marriage as the highest achievement of a woman, and that is sad. So, any final thoughts on this comment?
Even in the comment section, some people are just deciding to be sian. To be honest, that's on them at this point. Because somebody said, is marriage is it the biggest achievement? Even for the guy, you know how the society keeps celebrating women getting married? Yeah. So guys, what is like the marriage is not for them, it's just for the women. Because now them they give birth. The children does not belong to the woman.
Alone.
The house does not belong to the woman. So everybody is taking it that the whole marriage thing, is just for women. And I think wrong. It's a bad
narrative.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to say much. Neta has said a lot of things, and I'm so glad that he has been able to. It's good when you're hearing it. If you're a man, it's good if you're hearing it from your fellow man. So it doesn't look like, women, we are just trying to, shout too much. So now you're hearing it from a man himself. Not if I talk, now people will say that I am doing women, supporting women, I am doing feminism.
It's not women supporting women. It's not women supporting
And feminism in this part of our world has such a bad PR.
I think they don't even understand what it is.
A lot of people don't understand what it is. But who am I? So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we cannot take our final story because we have run out of time. I'm already getting the signals to shut down. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Of course, that was Mecha, our techie and tech enthusiast, and UX designer. It was really, really nice having this show with you. It was really nice bringing all the hottest gist to you. Join us tomorrow. Join us every weekday on Afia TV, DSTV 254, and Go TV 17. Ensure that you follow us on all our social media platforms at Afia TV Official. My name is Divine Onoha, the Queen of Great Conversations. Have a lovely, lovely evening ahead. Bye.
Bye.